Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Hopefully by now you've already seen my part 1 and part 2 video of an exclusive first look at Kronx. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know they were pretty long, but I really enjoyed playing with this monster. What I'm going to be doing in this video is answering some questions because I asked you guys, let me know what you want me to test out, because I knew I wouldn't be able to think about every single different scenario. And so I have your guys' questions and I'm going to be answering them. And I'm going to start with the most popular one, being Pierce. What exactly does Pierce do? So, and how does it affect transforming into a baby? So I'm going to be battling, just doing friendly live battles. I'm going to be using Simon's account as well as my baby account, and we're going to showcase different things. So I'm actually going to kill two birds with one stone on this question, because I'm also going to test out anticipation. What happens if my monster has anticipation and is a baby and the enemy does an extra turn skill? So we're testing out two questions. So this is the team I'm going to be using. And so here we go, and I'm going to do it from Simon's perspective, but first we'll start with my perspective. So with Kronx, I'm going to start the game off by doing Hyperbolic Time Chamber on my Faraday, who again has anticipation, and I'm going to do Late Resurgence on my Rar. So now they're both little babies, and here, let's go over to Simon. So this is Simon's perspective, where I have the Post-Human, which applies Trait Disable, applies Pierce, and Positive Effect Protection to itself. So can I do Pierce? Looks like I cannot click on them. I can't click on Faraday, I can't click on Rar. Let's do an extra turn skill. Support the organics, and look, anticipation still kicked in, but I still lost my turn. That's what happened there with Faraday. So once again, I can't do the post-human on Rar. Watch, I could hit Faraday, but I couldn't hit the monster that is a baby. Now, Zizania starts the game off with Pierce, and let me just try doing something like Thorns Out. Oh, what the heck? I can actually pierce and attack a baby monster. What in the world? We need to redo that. Here, let me just recharge. And going back to me, I'm going to do Sudden Heart Stop. Oh, whoops. Here, let's just restart this. Alright, so let's do this again. I'm going to transform both of my monsters into babies. So we'll start with Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and then we will do Late Resurgence, and then we'll take a look at Simon's perspective. So again, I cannot do the post-human. You see they're not highlighted, so I can't post-human on them. And let's see, let's post-human Kronx, and let's see what happens. So now I have Pierce. So I want to see if I can Pierce next turn. So when I use Thorns Out, look, I actually can target those monsters. Nano Spores, I could also target them. Ultimate Fly Trap, I can select one enemy. So yeah, I guess being a baby isn't a full protection necessarily. And then let's see, I also have a skill that gives me Pierce. Which one is it? Is it Villain? Yeah, applies Pierce, but I still can't target Rar. I could, however, target Kronx. Okay. So going back to Armor's perspective, let me just recharge once, recharge again, and let's see what happens. So let's go take a look at Simon's perspective. Now can I attack? Yes, now that I have Pierce to begin with, I can attack. So it appears that if I have Pierce before I attack a baby monster, I can attack that monster. If, however, I have a skill that gives me Pierce and then attacks, I can't target the monster. So I need to be able to click on the monster in order to actually hit it. I imagine that if I was to have a skill that can apply Pierce and then do AoE damage, and I was able to click on a monster that wasn't a baby, I imagine then it would be able to actually deal damage. Alright, so we just answered the question. We figured out what happens if a monster has anticipation, and we figured out what happens if I have Pierce. So Pierce is pretty powerful, right? Pierce is pretty powerful if you have it at the start of the battle. Alright, this next one shouldn't take too long. It's just a mess up on my part. So in the video, I used Kronx with Kronxian Guard, and I was showing that, hey, I was still transforming into a baby. That's because Kronxian Guard actually doesn't have evasion. He actually has space time, which again doesn't block negative effects. But if you actually start the game off with evasion, take a look at this, Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Yes, the baby is blocked because evasion protects, so you do give your monster a free triple damage if you start the game off with evasion. So that's pretty cool. Another question I had was, what happens if you baby yourself and give yourself an extra turn? So that's what we're going to showcase next. Now, what I imagine happens is, yes, you get an immediate extra turn, but it essentially gets skipped, so it doesn't even matter. But, so I'll do Hyperbolic Time Chamber on myself, and you'll essentially see that. So check this out. So starting off the battle, I'm going to do Hyperbolic Time Chamber on myself, which again grants an extra turn, but then baby makes me lose a turn. So Hyperbolic, oh, I have evasion, darn it. So I have to get rid of Elvira for that to actually work. So here, let me change up my monsters, and I can also talk about something else. Total obliteration. So I don't think I saw a question about this, but this came to my mind. What happens if Nox the Condemned is in the game and does total obliteration? Does he actually totally obliterate everyone, or does he do nothing? We are about to find out along with extra training myself. So hyperbolic time chamber on myself. Check this out. See, I transformed into a baby, but I lost my turn, which is why I'm back to an adult and why now I have recently reversed. So that's how that pans out. So here, let me just recharge with Simon's account. All right, back to me. So what am I gonna do? I am simply gonna recharge. And we are going to do total obliteration. Whoops, I actually forgot to transform my allies into a baby. So let's redo that. Actually, it'd be nice to transform one of the enemy into babies, but they'll stay a baby, or they won't stay babies. So we'll just redo all of this. Alright, let me make sure I don't mess up the turn order. So, I will do hyperbolic time chamber on, I guess Faraday, doesn't matter, he's gonna transform. I guess it's on myself. Late resurgence. So we can still test it out. So what happens if we do total obliteration? Let's find out. Total obliteration, and yep, my monster does not get targeted whatsoever. And as you can see, when a monster is a baby, any buffs, they still trigger. Anything they had will still trigger. So one question I actually had was about, what if the enemy has a DOT? What if the enemy has a curse? So I can test out curse specifically. I actually have a curse skill myself. In order to test this out though, I do want to give more baby skills. So let's see. Transforms one ally into baby, no. Where is this one? Death is your fate. No, actually not death is your fate. I don't want to kill them. Back to baby, that's one enemy. Curse of time. Actually, maybe if I'm just super fast. So you have misbehave. Where's my AoE one? Did I completely skip it? Back to baby, time law, time freeze, sudden heart stop. Death is your fate. Where is time to switch? Oh, this one. Kids like you. So see, this one gives burning. So we're going to see what happens if I have an ally that can also give some other sort of DOT. Let me think of someone who can give... Oh, Wormlad is a perfect monster, but he's a little too strong with all those strength runes. Let's give him some speed runes, and let's just do a bunch of dots. Alright, so we'll change Nox, and we'll do... Who can we do? Someone that can do curse, maybe? Who should I do? Shade Moon, he can do it. Scrap order, just for the team speed, I guess. Request battle, accept battle. And yeah, we are now going to be testing out DOTs, essentially. But I think we all pretty much know the answer to this. Yes, the enemy is going to get hit with everything. They can't really block it. So we'll start with kids like you. See, they have burning. And then... Oh, they didn't even transform into a baby. We will do... Oh man, I wanted to bring my other skill. Well, I guess we'll sunburn. So now he has sunburn and burning. And then I gotta recharge with Simon's account. Recharge. Oh, Zizania's gonna die next turn. Recharge. Recharge. And we'll do not hyperbolic time chamber, time stop, one extra turn. Oh, I messed up. It's you misbehave. Okay, so he's a baby, if anything. So he has burning. Didn't really plan out the way I wanted it to plan out. Recharge. Let's see. Sudden heart stop. Kids like you. Oh, this kills them. And it missed. Alright. So, didn't really showcase what I wanted to showcase. So we'll try that again. Here, let's change some stuff around. This time I'll run the curse skill myself. So kids like you, and I'll run the curse skill myself. So, because I'm fast enough to go a lot anyways. So curse of time. And then on my Wormlad, I'll give him his support skill. Change righteous evil. So I didn't even need to switch it. I swear, guys. Alright, request battles. Yeah, we're just testing out a bunch of different things that you guys wanted me to test out. Another question was about relics and whether or not they trigger, which I believe the answer is yes, they will trigger. So we shall do that next. So, let's see. I'm going to start off with... Dun, dun, dun. Do I want to make them babies? No. We'll start off with Curse of Time. We'll do Righteous Evil. Alright, so they both have Curse, right? So got to recharge with Simon's account. recharge, recharge, and perfect. So they both have curse. Now I'll transform them into babies, kids like you. So you want to see what happens, right? So let me just showcase that. Saber throwing, my AoE skill. I can't even target these two because they're little babies. I can, however, target the one monster, but the AoE skill won't even deal any damage. This skill that removes positive effects twice, I can't target. Hadkir Dragon, I can't target, so I literally can't do anything in terms of targeting. So once I kill the monster that I could click on, now I literally have no one to click on, as you can see. So I'm forced to recharge, essentially. Wormlad's forced to recharge, and so Curse is going to be up to 20% now. So watch, recharge, and monster can't be targeted, but he still takes the DLT damage, and so does the enemy monster. So now what we need to find out is, do relics still trigger, right? That is what everyone's wondering. Will your relics trigger? Will the enemy's monster's relics trigger? Well, I guess it's going to depend. What monster do we use? What relic do we use? So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to edit Simon's monsters to run some relics. So for example, what's a good one that I could use? The Essence, right? Essence are easy to figure out whether or not they trigger. So something like the, after being hit, no, not this one. When the turn ends, if the wearer's life is below 50%. So yeah, I mean, I'd prefer something that says at the start of the battle. Does Simon have one of those? No, so we'll run Great Healing Essence. I also want to do Jakugan Sword. So will the Jakugan Sword trigger when I attack? Even if a monster's a baby, will they still take damage? That's what I want to find out. What does this do? When the turn starts. There we go. When the turn starts. So Warmaster Charizard, I'll put you in as well. And yeah, I'll just run Shade Moon for fun. No, not Shade Moon. I'm pretty sure there's someone I can come up with. Let me see. Healing Mask. Ingvar. Is that Ingvar? Yes, that is. No, Talika's banned at the start of the battle. No, let's see what else we can put in. This is after hitting the warrior's life is above 50%. Oblation. Oh, Cane of Atlantis. When the turn starts. If any allies. No, I don't want to run that. Alright, so we'll just go in with this. Doesn't matter. And we'll do request battle. Let's take a look at my perspective again. And let's see what I'm going to swap. So again, we want to see if relics actually activate even when my monsters are babies. So let me change my team up. And let me try running. What should I run? Maybe, well, this is the one I wanted to do. The when the turn ends. No, not when the turn ends. Here, let me click on the other ones. When the wearer dies. When the turn ends. Oh, I guess they're all when the turn ends. I thought there was one when the turn starts. After being hit. After being hit, comeback essence. When the turn ends. Alright, well, I guess we'll just run that. And then we're also going to run. Let me think of another one. This one? Zyron the Ruby. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like going fast and stuff. Alright, well, let's accept the battle and we'll go from there. So, actually, wait. What happened to the friendly battle? Request battle. Fight. Oh, accepted by another user. That's weird. Friendly battle. Request. Fight. Unknown error. Okay, it's starting to happen where we get that unknown error, so give me a sec. I'll be right back. Alright, so I had to change things up. I'm actually going to battle my baby count. For whatever reason, I couldn't battle Simon anymore. So, that's fine. I put some relics on both my teams, and hopefully we can test some stuff out. So we're going to start with kids like you. Transform all enemies into babies. Let me think about this. I'm going to start with... Let's just do you have misbehave. Let's recharge. Actually, I think this is good. So, one thing I want to do is I have Jakugan Sword on my Barakor. Jakugan Sword deals physical damage to all the enemy monsters. Let's see if it still triggers and attacks Wormlad, and Jakugan Sword kicks in. Yes, Wormlad will still take the damage even if he's a baby monster. So that's fine. Let's see. From this perspective, let me just recharge. And Major Healing Essence activated, but keep in mind that Major Healing Essence activates at the end of the turn. So he transforms to an adult, then the essence activates. What we want to see is those relics stay at the start of the battle, if those will trigger. So like Ingvar's banner, or like, which one? Or like, I don't really know which one. I think, is it really just Ingvar's banner? Here, let's do Righteous Evil. Let's do here, let's restart. Let me see what I could potentially use. Change team. So when the turn ends, yeah, we know that'll trigger. Let's see. Oh, I guess that really is the only when the turn starts. If any ally stamina is below 25%. I guess. But yeah, I imagine it will activate. I don't see why it wouldn't activate. So let me change my skill set to accommodate for that. Let's run this for sure. Yeah, applies life regen and baby to all allies. So let me just abuse all my stamina. So I'll run my extra turn skills. So let's run Time Law. Where's my extra turn skills? Elder Scroll, Heart Stop, and Not You Have Misbehaved. But instead, let's run, which is my other extra turn skill right here, Hyperbolic Time Chamber. And we are good to go. So we want to see if Ruby's Relic is going to activate. Which again, I believe it should. I have no reason to believe it shouldn't. Or I have no reason to expect that it wouldn't activate. So, let us test. I'm gonna recharge. I am going to do you gotta exhaust my stamina, right? So Hyperbolic Time Chamber. I'm going to do Sudden Heart Stop. And I'm going to do Elder Scroll. And then I'm going to do Baby Reversion to my team. So everyone's a baby. Alright, see, it triggered. It still triggered. As you can see, even though I was a baby, the relic still kicked in. Yes, Worm that transformed to adult, but I don't think that mattered. Yeah, that one's a little harder to test. But I'm pretty sure it'll, like, there's no reason that it wouldn't activate, you get me? So do relics trigger with certain conditions? Yes, they will still trigger. If you do baby on yourself, what happens? Well, you just get an extra turn. And total obliteration, as we can saw, it did nothing. Is there a way to get rid of baby? It doesn't appear so. As of right now, it doesn't appear so. You can target, like I said. If you do an AoE, it doesn't even target you. Pierce does bypass it, so that's the interesting thing we learned. That's probably the most interesting thing. But I think with that being said, that is going to be it. If I missed something else and you guys want to let me know in the comments, be sure to do that. If not, it's just about time I get rid of this monster. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.